What is going on, everybody? This is JMO back again, bringing you a very special gameplay video. And you may wonder, why is this so special? Well, because I am playing with my two favorite YouTubers, Seiken Madraj and Jimmy Dean. Now, I've had a chance to play with them before though, but I believe this particular gameplay is the very first time of me being able to play with just them two. This gameplay is from about 2.5 weeks ago, and I'm just not getting a chance to bring it to you guys. So, sorry it took so long to bring to you guys. And look at this right here. This is what a good headset will do for you. Now, the reason I stopped right here as opposed to pushing forward, because I can hear more than one enemy in front of me, and I can hear somebody starting to run through here. So I figure I would go ahead and intercept this route and surprise him from here. So this right here is all thanks to a good headset. Now, I mentioned in my last video that sometimes what I like to do is I like to pretend that I'm running away from an enemy and then stop, or if I have phase shift, phase shift my way behind them and kill them. And in this particular case, I end up kept on running forward, stopped, and waited for him and just got that easy kill. Now, going back to playing with Seiken and Jimmy, I remember the very first time that I had a chance to play with them was in Black Ops 3. I had just gotten home from work, and normally when I get home from work, I don't turn on the PlayStation right away. Normally I like to relax, for a little while, get some dinner, just rest. But I decided to turn on the PlayStation, and within a couple of minutes after I turned on the PlayStation, I got a chat party invite from Jimmy Dean. To my surprise, when I joined the chat party, Seiken and Funk TC were in the chat. So I was a big fanboy. I was beyond excited. But of course, I try to play it cool. And so, I hopped onto the, to Black Ops 3. So as soon as I hopped onto Black Ops 3, I got their game invite. And at that time, I still was not too familiar with the PlayStation menu selections or, commands. So I hit the PlayStation button to go ahead and accept their game invite, but I didn't know how to get back to the game itself. So I'm letting them know, like, hey, I think there's something wrong with my with my PlayStation though, because all I get is the blue screen. And it's the blue screen you get from the PlayStation when you go to their menu area. And so anyway, so I was like, I can't get into the game. I'm stuck in a blue screen. And so I think Seiken said, well, what do you mean? You're in the game already. And so I finally had figured out how to get into the game. So sure enough, the game had already started, and I had already died quite a few times, just being there, and me not knowing that I was already in the game. So I was kind of lost as far as what was going on, and next thing I know, I'm starting. And keep in mind, this is my very, very first time ever playing with Jimmy, Seiken, or Funk. I started 0-9. Then, to top things off, my roommate was being a little loud in the background, watching TV. So, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, this is not good at all. I probably won't get an invite from them in the future again. This is probably about the only chance I'm getting to be able to play with them. So at that moment, I had just decided that I was just going to enjoy the moment of, playing with, Funk, Jimmy, and, Seiken. I've always been a big fan of theirs. And so I figured, let me enjoy these last few games, or however many games I get a chance to play with them, because it'll probably be my last. So yeah, that's how my first game experience, with them went. It wasn't necessarily the best way to start, playing for the first time with them. And it kind of threw my rhythm out on how I was playing, so I know I wasn't playing my best. Okay, after this last kill that I got just now, I ended up skating forward straight to the second half. I ended up pushing forward, and once I got close to the B area, the first half ended. So I just skipped that part over. But yeah, it's always very exciting anytime that I get a chance to play with them. The only one missing in this gameplay is Funk TC. Funk, where you at? We miss you out here. So you see us start the second half, and I'm already pushing forward to the C area, and as I'm doing so, Seiken has already got a warden up in the air. And that's one thing that I love when I play with them, is that we may have some similar routes and we may have some different ones, We may play certain areas, differently. But the one thing that we have in common is that we love getting into our score streaks. We love having our score streaks, just take over the game. As a matter of fact, I actually have a gameplay saved, actually the gameplay right after this one, where it seemed like most of the game, we were playing, catch up. The only ones in the game that were going positive was Jimmy, Saken, and myself, and our random teammates were all going negative. So most of the game, we're trying to play catch up. But towards the second half, or actually towards the middle of the second half, we started getting into our score streaks, and the next thing we just started taking over, and we just pretty much took over that game. Now you see Saken's warden going in, and I actually got another warden myself that I'm not calling in. I was going to call it in right after him, but right after his warden finished, the next thing I know is Saken got into a Thor. So I'm holding on to my warden until after he finishes using his Thor, so that they won't be competing for kills, my warden and his Thor. And as I'm doing so, you see me try to go after A, but then as soon as I moved, C started to get captured, so I ended up coming right back over here, and ended up getting them off of C, as Jimmy Dean would say, trying to be that defensive MVP. And since we have both B and C captured, I decided to continue sticking back back here in case they try to continue doing this right here, which is try to capture C. And also I didn't want to move all the way to A, because if I did so, the spawn would end up getting flipped. And so since Saken's body's out here, I didn't want to take the chance of them finding it and then killing him while he was controlling the Thor. So once he finished using the store, you see me try to call in my warden, but I'm not able to, because now Jimmy Dean has a warden running up in the air. And this is the kind of stuff that I love. I love when me and my teammates just have continuous score streaks going. And so this is why I play and I approach the game the way that I do, to be able to get into my score streaks. That's what I love doing. And so right here you see me make a rookie move, thinking that I have phase shift available, when you can clearly see on the meter, on the rig meter that I don't. But I was not paying attention to that, so I jumped into the gunfight, thinking I'll get a kill and then I'll phase shift my way out. But it didn't quite work that way. And right here I try to be a team player. I see my teammates trying to capture this, so I try to help clear that area out, and I jump into the B flag, trying to help speed up the B capturing process. But I ended up getting killed, and we didn't end up capturing B. And so again, that's the only reason I jumped into B, even though I knew I was gonna die, to try to help them capture. So yeah, here's some finally a gameplay of me having fun with, as I mentioned, my two favorite YouTubers. And I know most of you that follow me already know who they are, but for those that may not, look into my feature channels, check out their channel, and you will find out why they are my favorite YouTubers. Also, if you get a chance, if you have not heard of Lost Souls Gaming, check him out. He puts up some of the most entertaining Call of Duty live streams, and he live streams pretty much every day, whether it may be Modern Warfare Remastered, Black Ops 3, every now and then maybe Infinite Warfare, but he's always live streaming Call of Duty. Every now and then he might live stream other games though, but it's mainly Call of Duty, so definitely check him out if you get a chance. But just to warn you, mature content though, because you never know what he may say in his live streams. He doesn't hold back, which is what makes one of the things that makes it so entertaining. So you never know what to expect or what's going to be said or done in his live streams, but I always enjoy them. So anyways, once again, here's my gameplay with the ones, the only Jimmy Dean and Saken Madraj. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you all later.